Hello everybody, welcome to Hope Orchard, the early years. This show is a little bit sad at the ending, so avoid if you don't want that. One of the things we did right away was remove a shed that had been here and start building our own enclosed chicken run. This was absolutely necessary because there are so many hawks in our area. And here you can see the finished product, including chickens. We've got 3 down there. The black one's name is Dot, and then we had Blanche, Sophia, and Rose, which you may recognize from the Golden Girls. Here you can see a better picture of the size of the chicken coop and the run right next to the goat enclosure, and how they kind of got along with their neighbors and where in the woods they're situated. And here are my 2 little babies about grown up. We've got our little hen and our rooster, and they are bantams, which are sort of a fun-sized chicken. They only get to be about a foot high. They come in all sorts of breeds, and they do lay eggs. They're just smaller. If you look here, you see my pretty little nesting box situation. I used kitty litter buckets for my nesting box, and I built it up about waist height so that it would be easy for me to grab the eggs and I wouldn't have to be bending over all the time. Underneath I have a little containment area for my chicks as they were growing up, and it works well for introducing them to the rest of the flock, and right now I'm using it for storage. And over here you see some of my eggs. The girls were good. Also, I used recycled newspaper. It works as a great bedding. The chickens like it, and it's a nice way to recycle. Here's a picture out the little flap door into the run. You can see the big girls walking around, and there's my little rooster. So you can kind of see how big he is compared to the regular sized chickens. And over here's a slightly clearer picture with the goat in the background and a chair. I did put in a chicken swing. They hated it. So that turned out not to be any fun at all. And here's my little hen. You can see that now she has a red comb and she's all grown up and beautiful. And over her here is her boyfriend. It's kind of a Romeo and Juliet picture. And here are a couple of the big girls. You see Dot right there, and then the 2 others. I did end up changing the design of the nesting boxes because it turned out to be a poop fest. Now at this point, despite my smile, things started to go downhill. It turned out my secondhand chickens had 2 different health issues. They had scaly leg, which is when mites and their eggs and their dead bodies build up under the scales in the chicken's legs and force them upward in very painful ways. For this, they needed daily spa soaks. Here you can see me holding on to one of the girls. She got so relaxed in her hot water right after this picture, she pooped on me. Yep. So everybody needed this every day. And then we noticed that their feet had some issues. It turned out that each one had something called bumblefoot. It's kind of like a staph infection. And everybody needed foot surgery, which was pretty nasty. But we did it. And then when their feet are all wrapped up, you can see this one here has a little purple booty on. They look kind of like spats. And everybody was almost healed up. One of them had it on 2 feet, poor little thing. And it took, a month or so. Then that winter, we had some special guests over, and we went out and we were visiting the goats and taking pictures. And I looked across and there were no chickens in the run. And then I noticed a body. It turned out a dog had come through and taken out all of my chickens. It just shook them and left, so there wasn't anyone left. And that was the very sad end of my first flock that winter. Again, I want to give a thank you to the friends and family who helped with my poor chicken's medical needs. Some very brave people stepped in. Also, if you enjoyed the show, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to hear more. There's always more. And bye-bye to my sweet first little secondhand chicken flock.